want to talk about something that has affected me for just about as long as I could remember. I've never been the type of person to have the most confidence. Let's just say that. I've always been the kid to hide in the corner, be shy, not give my full 100% because I was scared. I was scared to mess up. I was scared of doing the wrong thing and what other people would say about me for doing that wrong thing. I was so focused on trying to make sure that everything is right. In doing so, it oftentimes made everything go worse than expected. Being scared has caused me to push back making videos. I always knew that it would take work and effort, and posting videos isn't something that you just do one day and see success. I've always known that, but I've just been so nervous, so scared. You go through life doing things that you've probably never done before. A lot of times you do things with it being your first time ever doing it. So why, when it comes to something that matters, like creating content, why is that something that haunted me? To this day, I still try to figure that out. But in my professional career, if you will, I've been pushed to do so many different things that I've never done before. I wasn't comfortable with. I've tried to get around a lot of things because of my fear, because I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to tackle things head on. I didn't want to bear that pain. I think for me, I was so scared because I didn't have the following. I was scared because who am I? I'm not a guru. I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm not some hyper successful entrepreneur yet. I'm some guy who has a business that thousands of other people have. I'm not making much more money than anybody. So who am I? Why should I post videos if I'm not a Alex Hormozy or Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk? That's what scared me. You guys could be very mean, but I will admit I'm very much introverted, and I'll be honest, it's not fun. I want to be able to meet new people. I want to be able to interact with new people, but me being scared put me in a position where that had to be postponed. I know that I don't know. I tried to sound cool by saying that, but that didn't quite come off the right way. But I know that I don't know anything. I don't know what this life is going to look like. I don't know how things are going to pan out. I've lost a business already. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. That to me was probably the scariest time that I've been through. But ultimately, what all that proves to me is that I'm strong. I can trust myself. The odds are stacked against me. I'm willing to bet on myself. That's how you stop being scared. Unlocking the confidence within yourself. And to a lot of people, that could be many different things, many different ways of unlocking yourself. It could be heartbreak. It could be financial struggle. You're pushed against the wall and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. You're so scared. You don't want to lose your house. You don't want to lose your car. You don't want to end up homeless. I get it. Why take the risk? What if everything goes wrong, but what if everything goes right? A lot of people don't consider that. The cliche thing is reading books, right? Everyone wants to say, oh, if you want to fix your mindset, you must read books. I'm here to tell you that's a load of BS. I'm not saying don't read books. I read books every single day. But the issue is reading isn't going to solve the problem. What's going to solve the problem is habits. Positioning yourself to do things that you don't want to do or that scare you, frighten you, have uncertain outcomes. Doing all of those things out of habit, that's what gets you going in the right direction. One thing that I can say is that it all works out in the end. If you have dreams for anything or you want to start doing something, maybe you're overweight and you want to start going to the gym, but you're scared of what people will say. You're scared of how people will look at you. But you give it a go and you go a couple times and you start to realize no one is staring at you. Nobody really cares that you're there. And then after a few weeks, you start to see some results. You start to get fit, start not to recognize yourself in the mirror anymore, and you start losing weight. What if you start losing weight? Or what if people are judging you? Which would you choose? If I told you you could lose weight, but you would have to go through people judging you, what would you say? Would you say no? I don't want to lose weight because people are going to judge me? Or would you say, I'll take that trade off. I'll take being laughed at to lose weight. You won't be laughed at. If people are laughing at you at the gym, then that'd be weird. That should be the last That should be the last place people laugh at you. But just for this example, what if they did? What if people laughed at you, but I told you were going to lose weight? What would you do? Would you start going to the gym? You damn right you would. Now, if you're scared of starting that new business, if you're scared of meeting new partners, if you're scared of losing weight, if you're just scared, the best way to deal with that is by dealing with it head on. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not going to tell you to over prepare, because if you start over preparing, you'll never do what it is that you set out to do. See, a lot of people think that preparing is working towards their goals. Preparing, you're just setting a bigger foundation, but it's not going to be until you start laying the actual bricks down that you actually start making progress. So if I could leave you with something, with anything, you gotta just do it. You gotta just do it.